Have you ever thought about how older people went to school when they were children? Hi, my name is Sophia and I'll talk about our grandparents' lives in childhood. Sometimes we forget that our grandmothers were once moms, our grandfathers, dads, and the thing we usually forget the most is that both of them already were a child. I'm sure your grandparents already told you that their lives were very difficult and that they didn't have a very good education. And because of that, they had to assume a better way to educate their sons, or our parents. They probably also told you that they didn't have many resources or technology, but not only to study. By the time, people didn't even know the word cell phone. But did they really tell you everything about how they lived by the time? If yes, you're gonna hear it all again and probably learn new things. And if you don't, you're gonna discover it right now. Have you ever heard that woman about 90 years ago normally had their first baby with less than 20 years? And their total of children wasn't one or two just like us. Most women could have 4 to 6 children. Moms, can you imagine taking care of 6 children at home? Probably not. But don't worry, that was just because if they had more children, it would be easier to take care of their houses and their plantations, because kids would help. And the question might be, why did our grandparents need to help their parents with the chores and to earn money? That was because of their life conditions. By the time, people used to live in very small cities and in very small houses that usually were farms, which means their houses were very small and made up of natural materials such as wood and clay, plant vegetables and fruits to eat or sell. In their houses, people didn't have a very good shower. They used to take baths in bathtubs and warm water by a wood-burning stove. They didn't have many technology for having a shower. They didn't have a very good technology for health as well. By the time, people used to die very earlier than us, because they didn't have many resources for researching for new medicines and vaccines. And because of that, people died for diseases that today are very simple to be solved. People didn't have many technology for communication, so they only wrote letters or they went to small cabins if it was very urgent and paid for the time they spent there during the call. Did you know that most of them didn't have a car? So they went to school with their brothers and sisters and by foot. But they didn't start walking to school with 1 or 2 years. Kids only started studying with 7 years, only 7. And they didn't have the same education as we do. They only studied in public and with a very low level of information. The kids were treated as small adults, only had obligations, including at home. If they didn't make what their parents said, they were punished. They needed to do everything their parents asked and help with everything, including money. And talking about money, did you know that they didn't have many stores for buying things they needed, such as clothes and food? They only buy fruits and vegetables in small local producers, and meat was packaged with newspaper. They hadn't many plastic. Can you imagine living like that? Can you imagine living without the internet? We can't, but they could. Someday, our present will be the past. For us, the past is something very old and different. And I think that people in 100 years will think the same thing about our present. For example, imagine a kid in the future asking her parents what was a book. That might happen if we have many technology, because then people will start reading by notebooks, cell phones, and new technological resources. Technology can be so much that people will have many flying cars, robots, and many new things we are not capable to imagine. How do you think the future is going to look like? Thank you.